What if modern science was beginning to confirm one of the oldest intuitions found in spiritual traditions? What if we were never truly separate, and our minds could communicate, respond, and sometimes even synchronize? In recent years, a series of neuroscientific discoveries has revealed something unexpected. Our brains can literally tune into each other, like two instruments playing the same note. This phenomenon has a name: interbrain synchrony, or brain-to-brain coupling. Far from speculation, multiple studies now confirm it. When two people connect deeply through conversation, eye contact, or emotional resonance, their brains begin to adopt similar rhythms. A groundbreaking study from Princeton University, led by Uri Hasson, showed that when someone listens to another person telling a story, the listener's brain activity mirrors the speaker's almost instantly. It's like the listener's brain is replaying the speaker's neural patterns. Another study published in Social Cognitive and Affective Neuroscience used a technique called hyperscanning. It demonstrated that the deeper the emotional connection between two people, the higher the synchronization of their brainwaves. It's as if empathy has a physical signature in our neural activity. Researchers are even exploring how this happens. Some scientists have proposed that the faint electromagnetic fields generated by our brains might play a role in transmitting this subtle information, though this is still a frontier of research. This isn't telepathy in the way science fiction imagines it, with fully formed thoughts zipping from one mind to another. Instead, it's a form of mental resonance, a subtle and powerful alignment of our internal states. And what's fascinating is that what science is just beginning to observe with its advanced tools, spiritual traditions have taught for millennia. Across cultures and throughout history, mystical and esoteric systems have claimed that humans are not isolated beings. They saw us as vibrational centers, deeply connected to one another and to the universe. In Hinduism, for instance, the concept of prana describes a universal life force, a subtle energy that flows through and between all living things. The Mundaka Upanishad beautifully states, "As the rays of the sun, all beings emerge from the one." This suggests a shared origin and an interconnected existence. In Tibetan Buddhism, the practice of Tonglen, or sending and taking, is built on this very idea. It is a meditation where one visualizes taking in the suffering of others and sending them happiness and peace. This practice is based on the profound belief that minds can open to one another, that we can connect with the inner state of another person on a deep, compassionate level. Similarly, in the mystical tradition of Kabbalah, the concept of Dvekut, which means cleaving or clinging, refers to the ultimate state of communion, where two souls can feel as if they are vibrating in union with each other and with the divine. The Zohar, a foundational text of Kabbalah, speaks of the children of Adam whose spirits join in the light, hinting at a collective consciousness. Shamanic traditions all over the world have long practiced healing methods that look a lot like energetic resonance. The healer often enters an altered state to connect with the patient's energy field, working to restore balance and harmony. It's a process that relies on a deep, intuitive link between the healer and the one being healed. Even in more modern esoteric schools, like the Rosicrucian teachings, you find similar ideas. Max Heindel, for example, described a psychic body, a subtle vehicle that allows for the exchange of impressions, emotions, and states between human beings, completely independent of physical senses. The common thread running through all these diverse traditions is the same powerful idea: consciousness can harmonize. There exists a mode of subtle communication that goes far beyond words. Now, let's see where modern neuroscience and these ancient traditions meet. It's truly astonishing. Modern research shows that when people synchronize, they often share similar brainwave patterns, particularly in the alpha and theta ranges, which are associated with relaxed, meditative, and creative states. Empathy, we've learned, is a powerful amplifier of this synchronization. Love, shared meditation, chanting, and collective rituals all boost this effect. Neuroscientists have even observed that long-term couples can show spontaneous neural coherence, their brains falling into sync without even trying. And here's the most fascinating part. The very states that amplify brain synchrony like meditation, deep emotional resonance, and focused attention are the exact same techniques used in mystical traditions to attune to souls. It's a direct parallel. Researchers like the late Francisco Varela and Antoine Lutz have also shown that advanced meditators exhibit higher levels of internal neural coherence. Their brains are more harmonized within themselves. This suggests that a mind that is internally balanced and coherent is better able to connect and resonate with another. This mirrors so many esoteric principles. The Hermetic idea of universal sympathy where everything is connected through hidden affinities. The yogic concept of the Akasha, an all-pervading field that records every thought and feeling. Or even the alchemist Paracelsus's notion of the astral light, a medium connecting all minds. What modern science is now calling phase coupling, the ancient mystics simply called communion. So where does this leave us? Are we just rediscovering telepathy? Let's be clear. Science has not proven that fully formed thoughts or complex images can be transmitted directly from one brain to another like a file transfer. But what it has shown is just as profound. It has proven that our emotional states can synchronize, our brain rhythms can align, and that the human brain both emits and receives extremely faint electromagnetic signals. Here's the bridge between the two worlds. For esoteric traditions, subtle communication was never about sending a perfectly crafted message. It was about the harmonization of vibrations, the resonance of being. For neuroscience, brain synchrony isn't a language in itself, but an alignment of neural activity, a shared rhythm. The convergence is remarkable. Both perspectives are telling us that living systems can enter into a state of resonance with one another. Science is now describing the how, the neural mechanisms, the brainwave frequencies. Mysticism has always focused on the why, the fundamental interconnectedness of all life. What emerges from these discoveries is a truth as ancient as humanity itself. When we truly connect with someone, our breathing often synchronizes, our heartbeats can align, our emotions resonate. And now we know, even our brains begin to tune to one another. What physics calls resonance, what psychology calls empathy, and what mystics call union is perhaps the very same phenomenon, just viewed from different angles. Maybe the ancients already understood that our thoughts are not isolated, private events, but shared vibrations in a vast field of consciousness. Maybe science on its long journey will one day fully rediscover what the initiation schools taught so long ago. And maybe deep down, all of this points to one simple, elegant truth. We are connected. We vibrate together. And our minds are not cages. They are bridges. Thank you for watching. If this resonated with you, please like, share, and subscribe for more journeys into the frontiers of science and consciousness.